The power of spiritual enlightenment. Author Shri Rajeev Thatte. We found from UDCT and MMS Finance from Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies, Mumbai. About the author. Shri Rajeev Thatte is a first generation entrepreneur. Started his pharmaceutical manufacturing unit in Mumbai in 1981, 44 years back. Shri Rajeev has manufactured coconut oil, refined coconut oil, spices, and Ayurvedic medicines for reputed brands in India. Simultaneously, he started writing in media and publications and became a popular author. Shri Rajeev started his Facebook pages and YouTube channel Enjoy Happiness. This has got over 1 lakh subscribers in last 1 year. Few years back, Shri Rajeev had a car accident leading to skull fracture, then epileptic fits, paralysis, and rectal cancer and tuberculosis. After so many calamities he had faced, he donated his kidney to his widowed wife Sandhya. In these ailments and sufferings, Shri Rajeev kept on moving on the path he had chosen with determination in his happy and cheerful life. Mr. Rajeev is now 67 years old and is moving all over the world, giving lectures, spreading love, kindness, happiness, and mindfulness in all the humanity.
What is the inner purpose? The inner purpose of your life transcends societal expectations, material accomplishments, or even personal ambitions. It's about awakening to the deeper truth of who you are and aligning with the present moment. This inner purpose is the same for everyone: to become conscious, to evolve spiritually, and to live in harmony with life. The inner purpose is not something you achieve outside of yourself. It's about discovering the truth that already exists within you. It's about being rather than just doing. The outer purpose versus inner purpose. Outer purpose. This is your external life, the roles you play, the goals you pursue, and the activities you engage in. It's often tied to career, relationships, societal contributions, and personal achievements. While important, the outer purpose is temporary and changes throughout your life. Inner purpose. This is the essence of your being, the spiritual awakening and realization of your higher self. It's not dependent on external circumstances and remains constant throughout your life. It's about being present, conscious, and connected to the universal life force. Why is the inner purpose important? Fulfillment beyond the material. External achievements can bring temporary satisfaction, but true fulfillment arises from connecting with your inner self. Peace amid chaos. Life's outer circumstances can be unpredictable and challenging. The inner purpose provides a stable foundation of peace and resilience. Alignment with life. When you align with your inner purpose, you flow harmoniously with life instead of resisting or fighting it. Awakening to reality. The inner purpose allows you to transcend the illusions of the ego and discover the deeper truth of existence. How to discover your inner purpose? Practice presence. The gateway to your inner purpose is the present moment. Learn to live in the now instead of being consumed by thoughts of the past or future. Meditation and self-inquiry. Spend time in silence and stillness, exploring the depths of your consciousness. Ask yourself, who am I beyond my thoughts and roles? Let go of ego identification. Recognize that your true self is not your possessions, accomplishments, or even your thoughts. Let go of the need to define yourself through the ego. Embrace challenges as teachers. Every difficulty in life is an opportunity for spiritual growth. Use challenges to deepen your awareness and understanding. Connect with your inner being. Spend time connecting with nature, practicing gratitude, and experiencing the joy of simply being. Living your inner purpose. Once you align with your inner purpose, your outer purpose naturally unfolds with greater clarity and ease. You begin to approach your external life with a sense of peace and detachment. Instead of seeking fulfillment from achievements, you bring fulfillment into everything you do. Living your inner purpose transforms how you view success, relationships, and challenges. You realize that life is not a series of destinations but a continuous journey of awakening. Conclusion. The inner purpose of your life journey is to awaken to your true self and live in alignment with the present moment. While your outer purpose may change over time, your inner purpose remains constant, a timeless connection to the essence of life itself. By embracing your inner purpose, you unlock a sense of peace, fulfillment, and harmony that no external achievement can provide. Remember, the journey inward is the greatest journey you'll ever take, for it leads to the realization of your deepest truth. The past cannot survive in your presence. The past often feels like a heavy burden that we carry, filled with memories of pain, regret, guilt, or nostalgia. We replay old experiences in our minds, believing they define who we are today. However, the truth is that the past only exists as a thought, a mental construct. Its existence depends entirely on our focus and attention. When you embrace presence, the past loses its grip on you, for it cannot coexist with the power of the present moment. What is presence? Presence is the state of being fully aware and connected to the present moment. It is a state where your mind is quiet, and your attention is completely focused on the now. When you are present, you are free from the distractions of thoughts about the past or worries about the future. You are rooted in the reality of what is happening in this very moment. The power of presence. The past is only memory. The past is nothing more than a collection of thoughts and memories. It has no real existence except in your mind. When you bring your awareness to the present moment, those thoughts lose their power because they cannot exist in the here and now. Presence dissolves emotional pain. Emotional pain from the past, such as guilt, resentment, or trauma, persists because we keep reliving it in our minds. By shifting your focus to the present, you break the cycle of reliving and reinforcing that pain. Presence acts as a healing force. Freedom from identity. Many people derive their sense of self from their past experiences. They say, "This is who I am because of what happened to me." In presence, you realize that your true self is not your past. It is something far deeper, pure awareness, untouched by time. Why the past cannot survive in presence. Presence is the eternal now. The past exists only as a memory, while the present moment is the only reality. When you are fully present, you are connected to life itself, and the past becomes irrelevant. The mind loses its grip. The mind thrives on replaying the past or anticipating the future. Presence removes this fuel, leaving no space for the past to dominate your thoughts or emotions. No judgment, only acceptance. Presence allows you to accept life as it is, without judgment. When you are present, you no longer judge yourself or others based on past actions. This acceptance dissolves the emotional charge tied to the past. Practicing presence to free yourself from the past. Focus on your breath. The breath is a powerful anchor to the present moment. Whenever thoughts of the past arise, bring your attention to your breath. Observe your thoughts. Become the observer of your mind. Watch how thoughts about the past come and go, without engaging with them. Embrace the now. Fully engage with whatever you are doing in the present moment. Whether it's eating, walking, or working, give it your complete attention. Let go of the story. Stop identifying with the story your mind tells about the past. Recognize that it's just a story, not who you truly are. Cultivate gratitude. Gratitude for the present moment shifts your focus from what has happened to what is happening now. This practice grounds you in presence. Living beyond the past. When you live in presence, the past becomes a distant echo that no longer controls your life. You no longer carry the weight of what once was. Instead, you experience life as it is, fresh, vibrant, and alive. You realize that the essence of who you are exists only in the now, untouched by the stories of the past. Conclusion. The past cannot survive in your presence because presence is the realm of truth, while the past exists only as an illusion of the mind. By embracing the present moment, you free yourself from the chains of the past and step into a life of clarity, peace, and liberation. Remember, the now is your true home, and in it, you are free. The state of presence. The state of presence is a profound yet simple way of being that connects you with the essence of life. It is a state where you are fully awake and aware of the present moment, unburdened by thoughts of the past or worries about the future. In presence, there is no room for mental chatter, regrets, or fears, only clarity, peace, and deep connection to life as it unfolds. What is presence? Presence is not something you can achieve by thinking about it. It is a state of pure awareness, a conscious alignment with the now. It is not tied to your mind, emotions, or external circumstances. Instead, it is the timeless space where life exists and where you truly come alive. When you are present, your attention is completely focused on the here and now. You feel free from the pull of memories or future projections. You are in harmony with your surroundings and your inner self. Why is presence important? Freedom from the mind. The mind often keeps us trapped in a cycle of overthinking, regret, and anxiety. Presence breaks this cycle, liberating us from the endless mental noise. A gateway to peace. Presence allows you to experience peace and stillness that is not dependent on external circumstances. In the now, you are at peace with what is. True connection. Whether it's connecting with another person, nature, or yourself, presence enables a depth of connection that cannot be achieved when the mind is elsewhere. Enhanced awareness. In presence, your senses become sharper, and your awareness of life increases. Colors seem brighter, sounds richer, and experiences more vivid. How to access the state of presence? Focus on your breath. Your breath is a natural anchor to the present moment. When you feel distracted, bring your attention to your inhalation and exhalation. This immediately grounds you in the now. Be the observer of your mind. Instead of identifying with your thoughts, Watch them as an observer. Realize that you are not your thoughts, you are the awareness behind them. Engage fully in what you do. Whether you are eating, walking, or speaking, give it your full attention. Avoid multitasking and focus entirely on the present activity. Practice acceptance. Accept whatever the present moment brings, without resistance. This doesn't mean you approve of everything, but you stop fighting against reality. Use your senses. Pay attention to what you see, hear, feel, taste, and smell. By engaging your senses, you bring your awareness into the now. Release judgment. Avoid labeling moments, events, or emotions as good or bad. Presence thrives in non-judgmental awareness. Signs that you are in the state of presence. Inner stillness. Even if the world around you is chaotic, you feel calm and grounded. Clarity and focus. Your mind feels clear, and you can fully concentrate on the task at hand. Effortless being. You are not forcing or struggling to be present. It feels natural and effortless. Deep joy. There's an underlying sense of contentment and joy, regardless of external circumstances. Freedom from time. You no longer feel enslaved by the past or future. You are fully immersed in the now. Benefits of living in presence. Reduced stress and anxiety. Stress is often caused by dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Presence eliminates these tendencies. Improved relationships. When you are present, you listen more deeply and connect more authentically with others. Heightened creativity. Presence allows your mind to be free of distractions, unlocking your creative potential. Increased energy. Presence frees up the energy that is usually wasted on overthinking, leaving you feeling more vibrant and alive. Greater self-awareness. You become more in tune with your emotions, thoughts, and body. Challenges to presence. The pull of the mind. The mind constantly tries to drag you into thoughts about the past or future. It takes practice to break this habit. Emotional resistance. Pain or unresolved emotions from the past can pull you out of presence. Accepting these emotions is key to staying present. Distractions. Modern life is filled with distractions, technology, work, and responsibilities. Conscious effort is required to prioritize presence. Conclusion. The state of presence is not something you achieve but something you allow. It is your natural state, hidden beneath the layers of mental noise and distractions. By embracing presence, you reconnect with the flow of life, discover inner peace, and unlock the joy of simply being. The power of presence lies in its simplicity. Just be here, now. It is not what you think it is. Often, in life, we find ourselves caught in the web of our thoughts, perceptions, and judgments. We shape our reality based on how we think about things, how we interpret situations, and how we view the world around us. However, the reality is that what we think it is not always what it truly is. The power of perception. Our mind has a tendency to filter everything we experience through the lens of personal biases, past experiences, and cultural conditioning. This creates a subjective interpretation of the world. For instance, when you see someone in a suit, your mind might immediately categorize them as wealthy or successful. But in reality, that person could be struggling financially, or they may have borrowed the suit for an event. In many situations, our thoughts are limited by the boundaries of our conditioning, and we often fail to see things as they truly are. We are looking at life through a narrow lens, and as a result, we can misunderstand the true essence of people, events, or circumstances. The illusion of thought. What we think is true often becomes our reality. We believe that our thoughts represent reality, but thoughts are not facts. They are simply mental projections based on past experiences, beliefs, and emotions. They are often influenced by fears, desires, and societal expectations. Take the example of someone who feels a sense of failure because they didn't achieve something they thought they would by a certain age. The thought, "I am a failure," becomes ingrained, but the reality is far from it. Success is subjective, and there are many paths to it. What one person sees as failure, another might see as a stepping stone to success. Breaking free from mental constructs. To understand that it is not what you think it is, we must practice awareness. The moment we begin questioning our thoughts, we begin to see the world with fresh eyes. By becoming more mindful, we break free from the confines of our mind and look beyond the surface. When we experience situations or people, instead of immediately jumping to conclusions, we can pause and ask ourselves, am I seeing the truth of this situation, or am I projecting my thoughts onto it? The role of ego. The ego plays a significant role in distorting reality. The ego thrives on labels, judgments, and comparison. It creates a story about who you are and who others are. But in truth, we are not the stories we tell ourselves. We are not the labels we assign to things or the judgments we pass. The moment we detach from the ego's influence, we begin to see things as they are, free from personal bias. What you think it is may not be the truth at all. Living beyond thought. To move beyond the limitations of thought, we must learn to be present. Instead of being absorbed by the mental chatter that fills our minds, we can allow ourselves to experience life as it unfolds in the present moment. When we let go of our need to label, judge, or define, we allow ourselves to experience life with greater clarity and truth. This shift in perception enables us to experience the fullness of life without the interference of preconceived notions. True understanding comes from experiencing life directly, not through the lens of what we think it is. Real-life examples. A relationship. You might think that a particular relationship is filled with negativity because of arguments or misunderstandings. But by stepping back and seeing it for what it truly is, a connection between two imperfect human beings, you begin to understand that it's not about perfection. It's about growth, communication, and love. What you thought was negativity might be an opportunity for deeper connection. A career. You may believe that success in life is only defined by wealth, power, or status. But true success can look very different to each individual. A fulfilling career might not always align with society's expectations, but it could bring deep satisfaction and meaning. Your thoughts about what success is might limit your vision of what it could be. The shift in perspective. When we accept that what we think is not the whole truth, we begin to shift our perspective. This shift opens up new possibilities, new understanding, and a deeper connection with the present moment. We can stop being trapped in the maze of our own minds and start living in the flow of life itself. Conclusion. It is not what you think it is a reminder that our perceptions are limited by the thoughts and beliefs we carry. By challenging these thoughts, we free ourselves from false narratives and embrace the truth that exists beyond mental constructs. Life is far more complex, beautiful, and mysterious than we can ever imagine with the mind. When we let go of the need to define, judge, or label everything, we experience life as it truly is, without filters, without bias, and without limitations. In the end, the truth is not what you think it is. It is much more profound and far beyond the confines of your thoughts. The esoteric meaning of waiting. In our fast-paced, goal-driven world, waiting is often seen as a frustrating and passive experience. We wait for appointments, phone calls, results, and outcomes. Yet, from an esoteric perspective, waiting holds profound spiritual significance and offers an opportunity for deeper understanding and growth. The essence of waiting, a space for transformation. At its core, waiting is not merely a pause in time, but rather a moment of active presence. Esoterically, waiting is about being in the space between two events, situations, or states. It is a threshold, a transition from one point to another, and in this liminal space, transformation can take place. The concept of waiting in esoteric philosophy suggests that it is in these moments of stillness that we can reconnect with our true selves and deepen our connection to the universe. Rather than seeing waiting as a passive act, it is an active invitation to cultivate patience, presence, and mindfulness. Waiting as a spiritual practice. In spiritual traditions, the practice of waiting is often associated with surrendering to the flow of life and allowing things to unfold in their own time. This is the concept of non-doing, which emphasizes the importance of releasing control and allowing life to take its natural course. Waiting, in this context, is not about passively enduring time. Rather, it is about aligning oneself with the present moment and trusting that everything will come when the time is right. This act of surrender can lead to a profound sense of peace, as we stop struggling against time and the outcomes we desire. The role of patience in waiting. Patience, a key element of the esoteric meaning of waiting, is not about tolerating discomfort or merely passing the time. It is about cultivating a deeper inner stillness, where attachment to outcomes and expectations dissolve. When we practice patience, we open ourselves to the wisdom of the universe, understanding that everything has its own perfect timing. Just as a seed requires time to grow into a plant, many aspects of our lives need time to manifest. By being patient, we allow the natural unfolding of life's events, trusting that they will come to fruition when the time is right. Waiting as an act of faith. From an esoteric viewpoint, waiting is also an act of faith. It requires faith in ourselves, faith in the process of life, and faith in a higher power or cosmic order. Waiting teaches us to trust that the universe has a plan for us, even when we cannot immediately see the outcome. In the state of waiting, we learn to release the need for control and acknowledge that we are part of something much larger than ourselves. It is in this surrender and trust that we can begin to experience true peace and serenity, as we recognize that the universe is always working in our favor. Waiting as an invitation to inner work. Waiting can also be seen as a call to inner work. It is a time to reflect, introspect, and heal. When we find ourselves waiting, we can use that time to deepen our understanding of ourselves, address unresolved emotions, and let go of any inner resistance. This process of self-reflection can lead to a deepening of self-awareness and spiritual growth. As we wait, we have the opportunity to shed old patterns, transform limiting beliefs, and prepare ourselves to receive the abundance that is coming our way. The paradox of waiting, action through stillness. The esoteric meaning of waiting also carries a profound paradox. Waiting is not about inaction. It's about the stillness that precedes right action. Just as a bowstring must be drawn back before it releases its arrow, waiting is an essential preparation for the right moment to act. In moments of waiting, the mind has the opportunity to quiet itself, allowing us to be more attuned to intuitive guidance. This inner stillness enables us to respond to life with clarity and intention, instead of reacting out of impatience or desperation. The role of time in waiting. In esoteric philosophy, time is seen as fluid and relative. Waiting helps us transcend our usual concept of time, where every second feels like an eternity or where we are constantly racing against the clock. In waiting, time becomes irrelevant. It is a space for reflection, for being rather than doing, and in this space, we can experience timelessness. This experience of timelessness connects us to the eternal present, a key principle in many spiritual traditions. Through waiting, we are reminded that we are part of a larger, eternal flow, and that each moment, whether filled with activity or stillness, holds inherent value. Conclusion: the power of waiting. In the esoteric sense, waiting is not an empty or wasted time. It is a powerful, transformative space where patience, faith, and inner work merge to create the perfect conditions for personal and spiritual growth. Waiting asks us to surrender to the present moment, trust in the process, and allow things to unfold naturally. As we embrace the wisdom of waiting, we find that it is not just a pause in time, but an invitation to connect more deeply with ourselves, with life, and with the greater flow of the universe. In waiting, we find not emptiness, but fullness, a fullness that comes from being fully present with what is. Beauty arises in the stillness of your presence. In the busy, chaotic world that we live in, beauty is often defined by external appearances, material possessions, or fleeting moments of excitement. We tend to chase after it, seeking it in places, people, and achievements. However, the true essence of beauty is not found in the external world, but in the stillness of our own presence. The idea that beauty arises in the stillness of your presence invites us to explore the power of inner peace and conscious awareness. It suggests that when we are fully present and grounded, we experience a deeper sense of beauty that transcends what meets the eye. Stillness, the gateway to true beauty. Stillness is often misunderstood as mere silence or inactivity, but it is much more profound. Stillness is the state where the mind quiets down and we become attuned to the present moment. It is a space where distractions fall away, and we connect deeply with ourselves and the world around us. In this state, we are not rushing to the next thing, nor are we dwelling on the past. We are simply here, fully experiencing life as it unfolds. And it is in this moment, when the noise of the world fades, that true beauty begins to reveal itself. Beauty arises in the stillness because it allows us to see things as they truly are, unfiltered, untainted, and pure. It is in this space that we begin to notice the subtle elegance of life, the way light dances on a leaf, the sound of a distant bird chirping, or the warmth of the sun on our skin. The more still we become, the more beauty we can see in the simplest of things. The inner landscape, a reflection of outer beauty. When we are present in the moment, we are able to connect more deeply with ourselves, our inner world. True beauty emanates from within. It is not about what we wear or how we look, but about the essence of who we are. The beauty that arises in the stillness of our presence is a reflection of our inner state, our peace, our calm, and our authenticity. Conclusion: embracing the beauty within. Ultimately, beauty is not just something we find outside ourselves, but something that arises from within. When we are still, when we are present, we allow the true beauty of life to reveal itself. In the stillness of our presence, we discover that beauty is not a possession or a fleeting moment, but a way of being, a way of experiencing the world with grace, peace,